Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. I am your gorgeous host, BoredGamer, and I'm joined by Zin as well. Say hello, Zin.
Hello, Zin.
Perfect. It feels like it's been a long time for some reason. We had the Easter weekend. You had some time off. You played a lot of Blueprints. Are you enjoying that game?
Yes.
I absolutely love it. I think it's absolutely fantastic little thing.
I was saying to Kit about how I was a bit apprehensive spending the money to buy it, and I'm so glad I did. It's been worth every penny so far, and I'm not even done yet.
So for people that don't know, Kid is our mutual friend who, when the channel first started, appeared on the channel a bit. Oh, absolutely love Blueprints. Think it's absolutely great. But we're talking about Star Citizen today, and I want to talk about the FreeFly event that's going on, the sort of end of the spring celebration, but more about what they sold during that period. Alpha 4.1.1 and its stress test and the mining update as well. So, Zin.
Yeah.
FreeFly.
Yes.
That's snapping on the live build. They've put a load of hot fixes in 4.1. They've been running this FreeFly experience so people could try Star Citizen free, and everyone gets Prospector, Fortune, Corsair, Arrow, Cutter, and Spirit C1 to try. It seems to have been relatively successful. I mean, I don't think it was too busy. But what I want to sort of ask you is, do you think this sort of mini FreeFly they were running, sort of kind of a surprise FreeFly, they went, FreeFly, is a build up to Fleet Week? It's sort of a test run for Fleet Week.
No, I think this is the FreeFly. I don't think they're going to have a FreeFly in Fleet Week.
You don't think there's going to be a FreeFly in Fleet Week? Nah, they got to, because the amount of ships that are available to try. I mean, it doesn't have to.
The thing is, you say like this is a little FreeFly. This is exactly the same as every other FreeFly they've ever done.
Well, I mean, I suppose it's anyone can try. It's just that it wasn't particularly advertised until they sort of did it.
They said they were going to do it.
Yeah, it just, I don't know. I suppose I just thought there was going to be one at Fleet Week, and I still do.
I think they've had too many problems with FreeFlies during events. They went, let's just have FreeFly on its own.
Do you know what? I mean, it's possible. I mean, that and kind of sensible, right? And this one seems to have gone reasonably well, from what I can tell. They were advertising the FreeFly on YouTube ads as well, I noticed. And I was like, okay, so there is a traditional advertising campaign going along with this. I'm interested in what other people think. Do you expect a FreeFly with Fleet Week? I do. But as Zin said, maybe that's not the plan this time around. Maybe they are separating those events, and it is possible. So those ships were also on sale. They had like a little mini sale with that, and that's still running until the 28th of April. We also got the spring celebration, which by the time you see this is probably over, because I believe it ends on the 22nd, which is today. What I really want to talk about with the spring celebration is what they sold during it, which was some FPS gear and kits bundled together. So they went $10 for a salvaging pack. So you got like salvage armor, a backpack, the multi-tool with salvage attachment, that sort of stuff. You could have a combat kit, which was with a FPS weapon and combat armor. What do you think of these and them selling them for $10?
I think they're all right. I'm a bit apprehensive about spending real money on that sort of thing.
That you can just get in-game relatively easily.
Relatively easily. Though, I suppose once they have the whole... I'm sorry if you hear Lucy in the background, she's going mental. Although, I suppose once they start bringing in the proper item recovery, then... and Death of the Spaceman stuff, Yeah, then owning stuff like this could be useful because you'll always have it, essentially.
Yeah, it depends on how it plays out, because with item recovery, it looks like you might be able to insure stuff or whatever, and it looks like, stuff that you've paid for with real money is always considered insured, as it were, and recoverable. And is that a bit pay-to-win-y? Is that a bit predatory monetization? And with that in mind as well, and these armors, there's also the hinting at as sneak peeks in the newsletter of specialist armors. So they mentioned specialist armors during CitizenCon last year, and there's a sneak peek of an armor which is one of the specialist armors they showed during CitizenCon. That combined with the armor and gear kits seems likely what CIG will do. They'll start selling these and going, look, we'll have an industrial event. Bam, you can buy all these industrial sort of gear packs which give you soft character classes, because that's how you're going to be a class in Star Citizen. It's all gear-based rather than like skill point-based or anything. So what do you think of that? Do you think that's probably what CIG have in mind, and actually all of these sort of armor's going to start to become more specialized and get like stats for different specializations?
Maybe.
Is that the sort of thing you'd like to see, or is that...
I mean, I'm expecting that it will be new armor coming in that'll have all the stats and stuff.
Okay, I mean, obviously the old armor has to have stats and stuff, but...
Yeah, I suppose they'll have to define something for them, even if it's like maybe just base sort of...
Yeah, more general armor. Sort of general multi-use armor compared to the specialized armors, which are, you get bonuses to powering your salvage gear, or it's got more space or more armor or less likely to be knocked over, things like that. There's a ton of stuff they can do that is more specialized, especially with helmets, right? They can go, well, actually, you're able to detect minables at this sort of range, or detect them more easily, and things like that. So, yeah, I'm super excited for specialist armors and sort of soft classes in Star Citizen, but I do think there is a monetization danger where they go, wow, let's just overly monetize this, and, well, item recovery works better if you've bought it with real money and things like that. So just a side of caution with that. Zin.
Yeah.
Alpha 4.1.1, I believe it's still Wave 2 PTU.
Okay.
I'm expecting it live by May 1st, so not this week, but next week. Do you think that's probably the sort of plan? Get it out by the sort of end or very start of the month? So
I was looking into what they specifically said about their monthly patch cadence. Because you said, they didn't say a patch every month, and they didn't say a patch every month. It's like they're aiming to go for a patch every month, but they'll probably manage about 10 in the year.
Yeah.
So that is probably accounting for Fleet Week and probably the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, where they will probably put a bit more effort into the patch and release it the month that they'll skip the month before, essentially, and release it in the month of the event.
Yeah, totally agree with you with that. We'll have to wait and see. I'm interested to see what route CIG take with it. And we've seen some other bits and bobs for 4.1.1. There were stress tests all weekend where all the testers, so Wave 1 and 2 and Ivacati testers, all got Polarises to try for free. So there was just dozens and dozens and dozens of Polarises in each area, and frame rates were single digit in some cases. It was very silly. And those stress tests seem to have gone very well. That obviously CIG trying to work out what can we do in terms of capital ship battles, and how much can we test in stress an individual server before we're needing to sort of like server mesh it dynamically and things like that. I think that's the sort of data they're trying to gather. But people are also flying around in what appears to be flyable Idris M's. If you steal an Idris from one of the missions, 4.1.1 is very combat mission focused, and there's lots of fighter, a capital ship kind of mission. You can steal an Idris M, and you can go on the deck and you can fly it around. They are pretty flyable. They're not spawnable as far as I'm aware yet, but they are flyable. What do you think of this? Do you think this is an indication of actually the Idris M or the Idris might come into game as flyable for players before Squadron 42's release?
Maybe, or maybe they're just getting it ready.
It's possible that it was unintended, or it's possible, well, actually, yeah, you can fly these if you steal them, but they're not really ready for players to spawn them yet. Interested to know what other people think on that as well. Did you watch the Inside Star Citizen on hair?
I did.
So we're getting some more hairs for like 4.1.1, and then a load more hairs throughout the year from patch to patch. Obviously, they put a reasonable amount of time and effort into their hair tech for Squadron and Star Citizen in general in the Persistent Universe. Do you like what they're doing with this, sort of actually having pretty good looking hair and lots of different hairstyles?
Yeah, I mean, it's nice. Like, I still want long hair, but he mentioned that, like, it's a restriction at the moment because of shoulders and armor. We all want long hairs but some of us aren't born that way or become that way. Oh, I'm 40 and I'm bald. More customization for NPCs and players, or more variants in NPCs and players, I think just looks good. And yeah, more long hairs would be great as well. But yeah, we're getting there, I think. What do you think of 4.1.1 being mostly combat mission focused? And I suppose we think Fleet Week focused as well, potentially. Yeah, I suppose they need a focus, don't they? Yeah. I mean, they're trying to make these patches more and more playable from month to month to month, and adding more missions, more content, expanding out what's there, and tweaking loadouts for ships or
stats and stuff for ships is important to them as well, as is some fixes that they've been making. And this is a really interesting side effect from a fix. There's been sort of like a big mining update. There's a mix of fixes for mining ships and for cargo and just some tweaks to mining or refining. You can now kind of run full mining ops, and the mining refining gameplay loop is a load more refined and able to be done as what I would see as intended.
Okay.
So there's no full-on economy behind it yet, and crafting and like dynamic economy, but there is the ability for you to go mining with your ship, deploy your mining pods, a cargo ship or someone else can grab those cargo pods while you continue to mine. They can now take those ore pods to a station, have them refined directly from the cargo ship, sell them directly from the cargo ship, put them into storage, have them refined directly from station, and then you can sort of move them around. Because previously you had to sort of refine them from the mining ship and stuff like that. Sometimes there are still problems with snapping these ore pods on the cargo elevators, but they still sort of go into storage properly now, from what I can tell. There are still problems, but the loop, it just is so much more full now after the tweaks and some bug fixes here. And I would expect that to be including sort of being able to snap to elevators properly, consistently, and working with 4.1.1 now. So what do you think of that, and sort of having that more full mining and refining loop? Sort of just turn up in 4.1.1.
I think it's great. This is obviously something that needed to be sorted, and it's been sorted.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people are going to be very excited for what I assume is them getting ready for crafting and a more dynamic economy.
Yeah.
Because you need mining, you need salvage, you need all of these sort of industrial support roles and parts of the economy to then make the dynamic economy work. But also things like item recovery and a sense of loss and things to spend your money on to drive the economy. Very, very excited for the future of what they've got planned for Star Citizen, and it'll be interesting to see if we do have a patch next month beyond Fleet Week, and just what they're sort of planned to get in for the rest of this year. Are you excited for Fleet Week, Sin?
I'm looking forward to seeing what they've got.
Yeah, because I think it's going to be pretty big this time around. I do think there's going to be a lot more going on with Fleet Week. There's obviously going to be a load of different ships and vehicles. We've got some sort of videos on that indicating what we think it might be, but the rumours are just that. They're rumours until they actually become a reality. We don't know what's going to be released at any time. Just, yeah, but obviously it's a combat and logistics focus for Fleet Week, and it'd be cool to see combat suits for the ATLS. Are they going to be the derpy ones we've seen? Are they actually going to look at, even if they are those, are they going to look a lot cooler once they're fully functional? Would you be upset if they were the ones we saw at Wickelows for the ATLS combat suits?
Again, it's as long as these are just like civilian models, then I'm okay.
Retrofitted civilian models that are derpily put together. It'd be interesting. I think, thinking about what... was it Sean Tracy that said it? This is basically what he had described as their first tests for them. They'd got these power loader suits and put size 1 weapons on their arms. And they said that they were a bit long and a bit sort of clunky. And they were working on something a bit different to make them functional and also be able to turn around in corridors. So it does sound like that was what we got shown at Wickelows, but it'll be interesting to see if that is the case or not, and when these turn up. Yeah, so very excited for Fleet Week. Expect a load of ships and vehicles to turn up. We might get 4.1.1 by the end of this month, or very start of next. We might get it during Fleet Week. We might not have a 4.1.2 patch at the end of Fleet Week. We don't know. Anything could happen. Well, maybe not anything, but it's all a little unclear. I think, Sin, that's mostly it. We're just sort of waiting for 4.1.1 to go out to more and more waves, and for more and more of those features to be exposed, because we do know that they want to be testing Fleet Week at some point in this patch. We do know that there's almost certainly going to be something released ship and vehicle wise, and they're going to want to test that as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it, mate. Oh, Zin.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something. Oh, what about them THRUSTMASTER Sol R joysticks? What a great bunch of flight sticks. I had 2 of these flight sticks, And I went, I'm bad at flying in Star Citizen. And that was confirmed to me when I started flying with these sticks. The landing code was actually not too awful. Very responsive sticks, built for space games, and very much the first stick that I've gone, this is tailor-made for Star Citizen. Loaded, tactile, clicky buttons, which is what I want. These sort of things are great for you if you want to get a single stick or HOSAS stick and stick solution for Star Citizen, but only if you're going to put the time in to tweak them and configure them. I'm still doing that with mine. Like, I'm still going through buttons, and I will be for a long time, and changing things as they become more relevant to me. But I thought, absolutely fantastic set of sticks, especially for combat. Very responsive for my needs as well. It all works with the THRUSTMASTER ecosystem. You can change the stick on the base, and it works with all their pedals and their throttles and all that sort of stuff as well. Absolutely fantastic. I think people looking for a single or dual stick will be very happy. Go check out our video on that. I say our video, my video on that. Zin had to struggle through watching me attempt to fly. Oh, Zin, we're giving away some Drake Golems. Tell us about that, Zin.
So for the month of April, we're giving away 3 Drake Golems to 3 lucky winners.
Yep.
One of the Drake Golems was given to us by CIG.
It was.
They all come with a game package and lifetime insurance. So
that's
you can
correct.
Jump straight into the game if you so want to. Just comment on any of our videos made in April to be in a chance for winning.
Yeah. Good luck. Have a great April. So goodbye, Zin.
Goodbye, Zin.
Perfect.